All right, good morning, class. As you can see, I'm not in class today, and I most likely will not be in class for the next 2 days, potentially the whole remainder of the week as well. I just had surgery, appendicitis, unfortunately, and I'm currently recovering at home. But I'm unsure if I'm going to feel up for going to school on Thursday, but that's my goal. With that being said, what you'll be working on this week, whether I was there or not, is the DBQ for the Syrian civil war. Now, we had discussed the topic already during the Middle East conflict, and you can use the notes from that as well. But what you're primarily going to be using is the documents provided in the document analysis on Schoology. Now, you're going to have both today, Tuesday, and Wednesday to work on the document analysis. It will be due on Thursday, so you'll have 2 full days in class. And then if you somehow still are not done with it, you do have till the end of the day on Thursday to submit it. However, just like the past documents, or the past DBQs, correction, you will then have to write an essay. This is going to be the longest essay you've done for me so far. It's going to be 5 paragraphs. And I will post that on Thursday. However, you can work on it earlier if you do finish the questions. But by Thursday, you do need to transition from the document analysis to the essay, which again will be posted on Schoology. The document analysis will also be posted today, Tuesday, at the beginning of class. So once you're done watching this video and looking at the timeline on the next slide, you will then go on to Schoology and open up the document analysis and go ahead and start working on those questions. Now, with that being said, you do need to only use the document analysis and the information provided on the document analysis and or your notes, okay? As I have said before, the Syrian civil war is very complicated. It actually just came to an end a few months ago. So if you go on the internet and you start pulling information from there, you're going to find a lot of information that is not necessarily relevant to what the scope is for this DBQ, because if you're talking about how the conflict has ended and how the new Syrian government is rebuilding, well, that's not what the DBQ is about. So what the DBQ is about is focusing on the beginning of the conflict all the way up to about 2023. So we're about 2 years behind from the current date, or the current time of the ending of the conflict. So to recap one more time, and if you want to go on to the next slide once we're done with this video, you're going to see that there's 3 parts. Part 1 is the background question, which is a short reading broken up into a few paragraphs, which each question, guiding question, helping you understand that paragraph and pull the relevant information from that section. Once you're done with those questions, you'll move on to each of the 5 documents, document A, B, C, D, and E. You'll read the documents just like we have done in previous DBQs, and you will then answer the questions using those documents provided. Now, once you're done with that, again, that should be Tuesday and Wednesday. You have Thursday to finish it if you need to, but sometime Thursday, ideally at the beginning of class on Thursday, and hopefully I'm back by then, you should be transitioning to the essay. Again, the essay is going to be 5 paragraphs. So again, the longest one you've done so far. So it's going to take you Thursday and Friday in class to finish that. Now, on the timeline I provided you, it does say you have a quiz on Friday, but that quiz is up in the air. As of right now, I'm saying yes, but depending, 1, if I'm back by then, or 2, if you are still struggling with the essay, I'm going to give you the full class day on Friday to continue to work on the essay. But by the end of the day on Friday, you should submit the essay, and by the end of the day Thursday, you submit the document analysis doc on Schoology. So both assignments are on Schoology. Now, yes, some of you prefer to write the essay on paper, and yes, you can do that. To make sure if you do, you let the sub know or me, and you make sure you give that paper to the sub or me, depending if I'm back or not. And then you could email me to let me know that you have given the written copy to the sub. And yes, I will verify with the sub that they got the paper. So, one more time, recap everything. Today, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you'll have both days in class to work on a document analysis. That is the background questions with the background reading and the actual documents A through E along with those questions. All right, that will take you all day Tuesday and Wednesday in class. So as soon as you get there, use your time wisely and get started on that. Remember, the documents are helping you answer that question. And the question you are trying to answer in the essay, what all the documents are supporting you into answering, is what has fueled the violence. So the violence of the Syrian civil war. Why did it start? Why are people fighting? Why is the Syrian government trying to hold on to power? These are all the aspects you're going to be learning about in the document analysis. And then during the essay, you'll be taking all the information from your document analysis You're going to be creating 5 paragraphs. Again, introduction, where you make clear the position you're taking. All right, a thesis statement, what you are stating about what fueled the violence. Since you have 5 paragraphs, that's 3 points, 3 paragraphs about the 3 things you believe fuel the fire. Everything from religion conflict to the brutality of the government to people's willingness to fight for liberty or democracy. Going through the document analysis, you'll find those answers. You'll pull 3 points. You can pull more, but make sure they're relevant into 3 categories. 3 reasons why the Civil War continued, why the violence happened, okay? And then from there, you will then, in the conclusion, tie everything together and make, again, clear to me when I'm reading your essay what fueled the violence of the Syrian Civil War. Again, that essay is due Friday. What I need you to focus on is getting the document analysis done between Tuesday and Thursday, and starting that essay Thursday and getting that done by Friday. Again, you'll have the end of the day Friday to get it done, but use your time wisely both Thursday and Friday to get me the essay. If you choose to do it on paper, make sure you get it to me or to sub by the end of the day Friday before you leave. And if you choose to do it electronically, make sure you submit it on Schoology by the end of the day on Friday. Now, that being said, I will still be available. Please email me if you have any questions. I am able, I'm a little out of breath from the surgery and I'm still recovering, but I'm still able to read messages and emails. So if you have any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then hopefully, like I said, I'll be back in class Thursday. So till then, y'all work hard on this and do well. Ask questions, ask for help. All right. And I'll hopefully see you on Thursday. If not, I'll see you next week. Goodbye, class.